kind of untapped niche in POD.
That's 8% year on year where it compounds and grows. So over the next probably 7 years, we're going to reach what, maybe 7-8 billion. So that's a massive, so I think dropshipping is definitely not dead. Cool. You touched a little bit about AI, so let's talk about that. Okay, hey man, how's it going?
Hey bro.
Good to have you here. So hi everybody, my name is Arunas, this is Marius. We are actually brothers. Right?
Yeah, actually, I think you can see that from
we are real brothers. So what are we doing here today? We're actually gonna launching a new brand called Brand Boosters. And hey buddy, we have a little third as well podcaster in here, a little doggo. So we're launching a brand called Brand Boosters and helping e-commerces, sharing our knowledge, how to create a brand, how to launch an e-commerce brand. So the first topic that we want to talk about is we're in 2023, Q4 approaching, and going into 24. E-commerce generally, what's your opinion on e-commerce in this time? What's the best platform to launch an e-commerce brand, whether to be personal or to actually go as in a commercial brand? What's your thoughts on that?
Many say, oh Marius, it was so easy to start e-commerce back in 2016 or 2017. Ads were cheap and everything. And actually, I started working with e-commerce back in 2017. And I would say that, it's always the right time to start e-commerce, and especially now. There are maybe more competition and some ads are more expensive, but, it's you also have more opportunities and more tools to do that. So, like AI is helping a lot, and like Shopify is developing and having all those solutions for customers. So it's the best time just to start it now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I definitely agree on that. So if you would have to choose, and obviously I know which platforms you're working with, but tell me a little bit about the e-commerce platform that you would choose and you would recommend maybe, somebody who's already thinking of launching e-commerce, going from traditional business to e-commerce, or, if they have a personal brand and they want to do something with that.
Yeah, so I get this question a lot, and I always have this comparison. There are like two ways you can have an Android phone and Apple.
Yeah.
And so I always offer to everyone like to pick Shopify because it just works, and it's very easy for some guy who doesn't know anything about e-commerce to learn it fast, to learn the platform and to launch his e-commerce brand. Yeah. And let's see, with their competitors like WordPress or some other like PrestaShop, the learning curve is much longer. And if you want to change something, customize the shop, you often need the help of some developer, which is always expensive. And basically it's free, but you pay on additional stuff. Yeah.
Sweet, Shopify. So we touched a little bit about Shopify. So what do you think, in your opinion, what does it make it, so special? Why Shopify? Why not, you mentioned as well WooCommerce and PrestaShop, and there's obviously Wix and several other e-commerce things. So why Shopify?
Well, first of all, they are innovating like no one else. Like every year they have some updates and the big event where they'll launch, their new capabilities, new features for customers. For instance, this year they made a lot of changes. They introduced AI into their platform, which is like in the platform is helping for you to create descriptions for the products. You don't have to switch to ChatGPT or something like that. So all these things add up, and also on top of that, you have really huge company with worldwide fast servers, with all the support and all the connections with different platforms. You can connect it to everything. So basically the possibilities are like very wide, and it just works. It converts, and you don't need to do something custom to make it work.
So what I heard is I think, I don't know, maybe you can help me out to level them. So the ease of use. So basically, entries and learning to actually use the platform. The innovation angle, right? So they create new features constantly. I think a huge thing is the App Store, which helps you as well to test a lot of things and test them fast. And I come last 5 years I spent working with startups and tech startups, and I know that if you come up with an idea in a custom coded solution or project, it might take you 3 months of development and before you actually come up with something and test it. And so you have that speed of actually agility to adopt. And then you mentioned as well the speed of the whole platform. So the actual fact that they are global and they have really well tuned up servers and those servers work really fast. And then I think the last one was the conversion, isn't it, right? So Shopify always used to be, and when I speak with customers as well and I advise them to work on Shopify, I always say that it's Shopify is optimized for conversions. So that's one of the I think the best things that they offer. And on top of that, they give you a lot of built-in stuff. You get all the reporting and everything. Cool, great. So we got Shopify. We're going into 2023 Q4 just about now. Q4 is quite big, isn't it? So there's I think there used to be this number as 70% of sales happening during this period, right? E-commerce.
Some D2C brands are doing up to 70% just in Q4.
That's crazy, That's a lot of money. So I think that's the right reason why you should be starting. Why should anyone be starting an e-commerce brand? It's probably right now is the best one.
Yeah.
When brand or the person goes we're gonna launch Q4 now, what's your playbook? What's your advices in this Q4? How should you tackle how should you plan your Q4? What's the periods and
Well,
how do you set it up?
that's a good question. First of all, if you are starting now, you decided that I want to start my e-commerce business now, so you have to be really fast with that because September is still kind of slow. October is starting to pick up, and November is already full speed.
Yeah.
So, so good thing, with Shopify you can really launch it very fast. Your Shopify store. But those who are already having business, so now is the time to test things up. Test your offers. Prepare your audience, collect your audience, to be just prepared in October and November to know what converts best, what is your best sellers, what audience is buying most, and what offer is working best. So then you come really prepared for the hot season, and you don't waste time, you just make money. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about preparation. So Q4 preparation. So obviously you have to have a plan, right? So we're going into, you mentioned October, we're kicking up, then November, then it kicks off with probably Black Friday, right? And then you go into December,
Christmas
which
sales,
is Christmas period, and then the sales. So for any given brand, right? How would you, let's say I don't know, I sell, glasses, right? So I come up with you and I say, Marius, I really want to, take advantage of this Q4. Let's work together. How would you, plan me the whole thing? What would we do? How we can tackle this, opportunity and take the advantage of it?
Yeah. So first of all, we have to, analyze a bit the market. Okay, it's glasses, yes. So we have to analyze the competitors and market just to have an idea if it's really makes sense and if we could do it with, performance marketing. Because I always say, the best and fastest way to test an idea is with digital marketing, and without huge investments.
Yeah.
So I would how I would do it. I actually would start with just dropshipping model. So you can search for suppliers who can dropship the products. For instance, glasses. You create the website on the Shopify. Let's say in a few weeks.
Yeah.
You have products. You can buy them few pieces. Make content. Make pictures for the website. Creatives for ads. And you just launch ads and test this idea. If you have this product market fit. So without huge investments in stock,
Yeah.
in branding and stuff like that, you just quickly test that idea. If you see that, okay, orders are coming in, maybe, your return on investment is still not very good, but at least you have idea that it's working, you get sales. So then you can analyze what to improve in the whole funnel. Yeah, is it your ads? Is it your landing page is not converting well? And maybe it's a wrong offer. You can increase your AUV by offering some set or something of glasses. And you have a plan and strategy how to move on. Because other way, what I see a lot and how people are making mistake with their first e-commerce project. So they think that they have to create something unique. They have to create some very luxurious brand or something like that, like very, very unique website. They buy stock, they analyze competitors, suppliers. So they spend like half a year or a year without even having any sales. And just to find out that this there's no product market fit and it won't work. So.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think one of the best way, and this is one of my advices as well every time I speak with someone, is that you just have to take it and test it as easy as possible, as fast as possible, get some sort of a data out of it, and then work around it. And I think, and I definitely agree on the fact that, you don't need to be a perfectionist first of all. If you don't have the skills, maybe use some advice, or you can use our services as well. We definitely can help you build the website and build the, advice on the best strategies. But the key point in here is, I think, speed, right? And just making sure that you test the ideas and then quickly fail, kill them. And I always use this, kind of slogan when I say Pareto. The law of the Pareto is like 20% of effort, 80% results, and then you take it from there and move forward. All right, cool. So in 2023, launching e-commerce, we touched the point to use what's the best, launching a successful, let's say, e-commerce brand, you need to have a good platform, right? So we talked about a little bit about Shopify, talked about preparing for Q4 and taking the advantage of the, massive Xmas shopping, and, testing the creatives, the ideas. What do you think, generally speaking, from your experience, what differs a successful e-commerce brand from unsuccessful? Where's the point? There has to be obviously somewhere where like these are the ones that are underdogs and those are the ones that are winners, Is there anything like that?
It's kind of tricky, to answer this because, first of all, I would say it's always like your product and offer is a key to success. So, of course, you can make shitty product a winner with a super good marketing and, I don't know, some professional marketing team would work on that and they would invest like a huge amount of money. They would probably make it work.
To some
but
extent,
let's be honest, it's really, to most people, it's not possible. So the key point is your product and offer. So that's why I always say that you need to test ideas fast. Because good product, even with a shitty store, with shitty marketing, buyer, potential customer will buy it. And if you search for some product for yourself, you don't really care that much sometimes about the store and brand and stuff like that, if you really need it now. So the idea is to find this product market fit, which is on huge demand now, exactly in this moment. We have Q4 coming. What we have outside, weather is changing.
It's a pretty good weather now.
But I mean, soon it will be rainy, dark, and Zeppelin in the sky, in the sky. So people will probably need jackets, or they will be spending time more at home. So what they do at home, and you have to start thinking like that. What could be on demand, like in this upcoming 3 months or 4 months or something like that, and from there, you start to check the market and what's there, and just test it, and that's basically when you have this product market fit. then you can, and you start making, let's say 10, 20, 30K in revenue a month. Okay, then you can think how to improve it, maybe hire an agency, and scale it up.
But do you think, so you talked a little bit about testing and finding the products and, thinking about what to sell. I think that's kind of approach from, but if in terms of like trends, how can you find out where the trends, are happening? What's the catchy, what's happening now? How would you approach this like as a thing? As a challenge?
How to do research?
How like practically, maybe you can advise us some practical tip on how to do
well,
research?
First of all, of course, there are paid tools where you can check what is working, what is being scaled right now, like AdSpy and Mynea and other paid tools. You can also always check, Facebook ad or TikTok ad library to check, like also for the ads that are doing very well at the moment. And you just can also check Google Trends, to see also like how it is going like in a year on the trend, like is it growing, let's say Q4 coming, you see that their spike was last year spike in Q4 for the some search term, let's say, I don't know, bicycles, whatever, phone cases. Okay, you pretty much have an idea how that's trend, how the demand is acting. So pretty much like that.
You touched a little bit on phone cases. So one of the reasons why we have so many phone cases here is that we actually can help you launch your own collection and help you create designs for it. And it's a premium product, a premium to demand product, really a trending product. So if you're interested in that, reach out. We can help you set up a whole shop and all the brand and kick it off just before the Q4. The really cool thing about print on demand, and this is one of the reasons that I love it, is that you can create designs now with all the AI tools, Canva plus mockups, all of that. You can do it at home within hours. You can create and you can personalize it. You can do so much, like target such a niche audiences, and then just bang it on.
And also the phone cases, what is great, everyone, like when we talk about print on demand business model, everyone thinks about t-shirts and hoodies and clothing basically. Phone cases is still kind of untapped niche in POD, but everyone is using phone cases, and they are changing it for new phone, or let's say just to upgrade it, change their design. So there is always a demand for this product, and this is good niche.
So it's actually, funny that you mentioned it, but one of the reasons as well, what I think that's what's happening is that there's no actual like really established brands who owns it. If you take a fashion industry, t-shirts, there's a lot of like established brands that owns it, and massive global brands, that kind of own the market, and they probably own the market share and whatever is left over for some players. But the whole industry is going at crazy, like, so they have, I'm just opening a report, and there's like a what's called Grand View Research here. So maybe I can cast it on the TV in here so we can actually see it all. So here you go. So US mobile phone protected cover market. So 2020 it was worth 2.1 billion, going up to 2030 where it's going to be worth, I don't know, a lot more billion in here. But basically it's 8% compounded annual growth rate. So that's 8% year on year where it compounds and grows. So over the next probably 7 years, we're going to reach what, maybe I'm thinking it's probably going to be around like 7-8 billion. So that's a massive growing market, and devices change faster, and then you have this premium product where you can take advantage of that. Cool. Okay, let's go into next questions then. Dropshipping in 2023, a lot of people saying it's dead. Now me and you both probably know that it's not true. But what's your thoughts on that? And anyone who comes up and goes like, oh yeah, dropshipping is dead, it's not worth doing, what would you say about it?
Yeah, like first time I heard about dropshipping, it was like in 2008 or something like that. There were no Shopify.
Can you also maybe explain what is dropshipping?
Yeah, dropshipping is when you sell the product, you don't have it on stock. You don't have the product, but you sell it.
Yeah.
And then your supplier is, after the sale, is shipping product to the customer. So you get the money from the customer, you pay the supplier ships the product. It's like very efficient business model. So yeah, this term is for very, very long time already. And I keep hearing this every year. I started my own e-commerce journey from dropshipping back in 2017. And in 2017, everyone was saying it's dead. In 2018, 19, 20, every year. It will never be dead, actually, because first of all, what is dropshipping? As I explained, it's a shipping model. It's like how shipping model can be that unless every supplier in the world will say we don't support anymore this dropshipping, but they want because for them it's business generating.
I think it's actually opposite, because I think in 2016, 17, whatever those years, a lot of like e-commerce brand like Shopify itself wasn't really like allowing dropshippers to because there was a lot.
They were actually in the very what actually made Shopify so big is dropshipping, because at first they were really promoting this. They bought the Berlo, which was dropshipping app, and they even had Shopify courses for dropshipping, like they were doing this master classes, this podcast, everything. They were really openly communicating about that. Now they are more going to the more sophisticated side, and but as I said, with dropshipping is very easy to start your e-commerce because you can really test your ideas fast, and then you can move on to branding, to sourcing the product.
Yeah, so I think dropshipping is definitely not dead, and I agree on this. It's a shipping model. It's not a business model. It's an actual just supply chain model. What I think is now more evident is that you cannot just take any random crappy thing and launch ads and expect, sell it.
But what I want to mention also that still with dropshipping you can make a lot of money. It's like you just choose, if you want to go the brand way or to keep doing dropshipping, you can make it work. But it's a good idea to start and learn things. And then if you want to move to the brand.
I think it's a really good, what you said, I think it's a really good way to test things. I think it's a really good way to test fast things. And I think then if you want to take it from there, you can brand it and then you can build your brand around it. But that's going to give you an entrance, that's really cheap to actually just enter the market. Okay, cool. So testing products. Let's talk about testing products. So you mentioned about, you should test fast, fail fast, recognize the successes, recognize your failures, learn from that and move on. So how to test products? How do you approach it?
I think, the easiest way to test the product, if you can find it, let's say even on AliExpress, on Alibaba or somewhere, like similar product. It can be similar to what is your idea, or maybe even the same product. Just with dropshipping way, you can really upload the product with maybe order it to make some pictures, custom content, create a website on Shopify fast, and just test it. Okay, you will have to learn a little bit performance marketing, so Facebook ads.
You can hire maybe somebody from
or you can outsource. Best way is just not to try to like build this huge